welcome to a Pod of Tea podcast, your go-to place for teas and chats. I'm your host Emma, and I am joined by the one and only Jack Ewins.
Good afternoon.
You got a theme tune this week.
I did.
Aren't you lucky?
Yeah.
Welcome back. Happy New Year, Jack.
Yes, Happy New Year.
This is your first podcast episode of 2020.
And is it my 20th episode?
Potentially. You've been on a few. This is episode 23.
Yeah.
Can you believe we've done 23? Well,
really?
Yeah, 23.
I thought you'd done like 7.
I
have listened, except for the last one. It's the one I haven't listened to yet.
The motherkind pregnancy one.
Yeah, I've yet to listen to that one.
Yes, it's a good one, I hope. I hope it's a good one. No, I had a lot of fun recording that, actually. Chatting away to myself.
The Great Return.
The Great Return of the teas. Yes, and we've got a really great tea today. And to my shame, this has been sat in the cupboard for ages. This has been sat in the cupboard for a few months now. And that's because if you listen to the last episode, I went off tea, which was a dark and scary time. I know, the impossible happened. Who was I in those months? I don't know. But
she was a dirty coffee drinker.
A dirty god. No, I can drink coffee either. I drank, what did I drink? I sometimes drank a lemon and ginger tea, but it wasn't really doing much. And I tried peppermint every now and then. But no, we're back. We're back on the teas and the coffees. But yeah, this tea was actually gifted to the podcast, which is great. This is the first incident of its kind, apart from that cup of tea we got from the Tea Junction. Yeah. That was really great. But yes, this was gifted because Jo, shout out to Jo, who I work with, she is a catering manager, and she went to a food and drink festival to scout out suppliers, and met Tropic Coffee Limited, which are a Norfolk company who, from the title, sell coffee, but also sell blends of tea in their retail shop. She sent me a picture of the different teas they offer. She spoke about this podcast, which was super lovely of her, and said, which one would you like? And because the name sounded cool, I went for the Formosa Oolong. Ooh.
Oolong.
Oolong. So if you've listened to explain that, if you have listened to the War of the Worlds soundtrack, what do you call it? No, it's not.
It's Jeff Wayne's
War of the Worlds, the CD, not the one. The musical, not the one from the film. It's if you haven't listened to it, listen to it. Pour yourself a tea and put it on the internet because it's amazing.
That is 100% perfect tea listening.
Isn't it, Jess? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so good. We are incredibly hipster and have it on record and listen to it on that every now and then.
We do have it on CD too.
And CD as well. All the things. It's really, really good. And there's a point in it where, what are they actually singing? We like to think they are singing.
That's I believe it's meant to be the sound of the alien tripods.
Ah.
And it's just like a sound that goes like, Oolong! Like that. It's like, it doesn't necessarily say anything, I don't think.
But we finally, I don't think I've ever tried an oolong tea, despite us doing that.
Unless it is a nod to the tea.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Jeff Wayne's might really like.
I know you can't see this on the podcast. I just pulled a face and Emma looked at me like, what's he thinking about?
What's he thinking? What are those cogs are whirring about? So we have an oolong. So we have a Formosa Oolong, which Google tells me means that it's from a specific place. So the Formosa Oolong comes from Taiwan. It's a darker style oolong tea from Taiwan. I'm not going to read any more than that because I want us to drink it before we, and make up our own mind.
Unbiased review.
Yes, so here it is in our Whittard of Chelsea Keep Warm teapot. Thank you, Alice. Which we're not actually keeping warm. We're just using as a nice glass teapot. So
am I the little bird mug again?
You're the bird mug, and I am the floral number.
The Christmas mug.
Joy of this teapot is that it doesn't spill everywhere. Jack has just admitted that he did not listen to the last episode, so that means he doesn't know that I used my spilly teapot right over his computer.
What?
Yep, you got that to listen to.
All right. Which computer? Okay. This one?
Yeah.
The one right...
It's all right. I saved it.
It works. I tried it.
It's fine. It's totally fine. Right. Okay. Let's have a little.
Hey, shall we?
A little sniff. That smells like tea. Sorry.
It does. It smells like a tea.
Smells like tea. It smells nice. I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to taste different to how it smells.
Yeah, I reckon so too. I think that is still very hot.
Piping hot.
Yeah, I don't want to burn my mouth and then I can't taste anything, so I'm just going to hold it. Comforting.
I'm going to have a sip.
You're going to have a sip? He's going in.
Cheers first.
Cheers. Cheers, my dear. What do you think?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good ooh. Was that an oolong?
I was trying to make that joke.
No.
You beat me to it. Oolong.
Oolong indeed. All right, now I'm going to have to try it. Was it really hot?
Well, a little bit. It singed my tongue a tiny little bit. There's a weird taste to it. I can't quite put my finger on what that tastes like.
That is fruity, my friend.
Fruity. That's the perfect word for it.
That is fruity. Fruity. I like that.
Yeah.
So we're having it without milk, but we weren't quite sure what to do. For it looks like a black tea, and black tea usually means add some milk. We can maybe try adding some milk a bit later.
Yeah.
But
usually we read like the packaging.
Yeah,
on this, but because this is from a festival, it's literally handwritten, even with bits crossed out on it, in like a little paper bag.
How would you rate that handwriting?
It's your handwriting. Well, hang on then.
I wrote on it with the bits crossed out. I also spelt Formosa wrong. I wrote Formosa.
So, I see. They asked for it, but there was no sticker on it or anything.
Yeah, no. Joe just went, she'll try that one, and they put it in this bag, which is actually a bag better for coffee because it's got the little sniff bit where you smell coffee. And then I was like, I need to write everything down for when we review it.
Are we sure this is like good tea? We're not just going to suddenly go on some psychedelic.
Yeah, we're going to go on.
This podcast is 4 hours long.
Yeah,
we wake up at the
how
end.
did that happen? No, I think this is quality.
Then we listen back
quality
to it.
Stuff. I wouldn't worry. This is a really.
It's really nice.
And it's just so comforting. Like the cup is steaming. We're currently sat in our front room. We've got fairy lights. We've got a candle. We've got the red glow of our lizard's heat lamp in the corner.
The sinister, hellish red.
Yeah. We've got a gecko. I think we've talked about our gecko before, a little gecko, and she's got a red... We got her a posh heat lamp recently, and it's red, and it looks quite unsavoury, but she bloomin' loves it.
Yeah, she absolutely loves it. She is
loving life with that lamp. And it's all done... It's Storm... What was the name of the storm?
Is it Sierra?
Sierra.
Let me double check that.
Jack's going to check. So Storm Sierra, or similar name, Chiara, in the UK today. Which Sierra... basically has meant for us here in Norfolk, it's been pretty windy.
Really windy.
Some branches have fallen down, and it rained quite heavily for, I'd say, half an hour.
Yeah.
Early. It's been drizzly, but I mean, when isn't it drizzly?
Well, I saw there was like horizontal rain at work because it was blowing so much. The rain was just going
sideways rain.
Sideways.
Yeah, our kitchen window when I got up from my afternoon nap. I've had a wild Sunday, everyone.
You've told everyone on the podcast last episode about your condition.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
If they listen... Pip, if you're listening to this in the future, that is the sweetest way I could put it.
The condition. Yes, but, I am pregnant. And
yeah, so that's why
if you didn't listen to the last episode, I'm sure scrolling through episodes, seeing the words motherkind pregnancy tea as episode 22 might give it away a little bit. Yeah. But
you nap. You sometimes have naps in the past, but you have been napping more regularly since being pregnant.
I think I got a bit tuckered out because I decided, so I walked into town and met our friend Hannah for brunch. Her birthday was last weekend, so we went for birthday brunch. And I walked in and it was all blustery and rainy. And then I walked back and it was blustery and rainy. And then I got here and I got my book and I got a cup of chamomile tea and it was game over. I was like chaise lounging on our sofa and very quickly rolled to my side and slept. It was great. But yeah, then I got up and went in the kitchen. I was like, whoa, sideways rain. So honestly, other countries must listen to us talk about the weather and be like, shut up. Like a little bit of wind. All our trains today have been on a 50 mile an hour speed restriction in case of debris on tracks and things like that. Other countries have like tornadoes.
Earthquakes.
Yeah.
Well, some places like Hawaii,
Snow.
The entire place of Hawaii is built on active volcanoes.
Yeah. Becca, who's been on, Rebecca Felgate, who's been on this podcast before, lives in Toronto. And she's currently walking through giant snowdrifts. The inside of her door froze one day. I tell everyone that fact because my mind still boggles that the inside of a door could freeze.
It gets like minus 30 in places like that. It's insane.
Chilly.
But it's like the British talk about the weather a lot because we are actually in a unique... So on Earth, we're in a unique place where we do get all 4 seasons and we also get all different types of weather.
Yeah.
The saving grace for us is we're not necessarily on a fault line. So
Yeah.
we get earthquakes, but we won't get like catastrophic. It would have to be horrendously bad for us to feel
It's
it.
like someone came along to the UK and went, boo.
Yeah.
And it goes, boo.
But we get
that's our earthquake.
we do get a lot of tornadoes in this country, but they're just never big enough
Yeah.
to do really any damage.
No, there's that really famous weather announcement, wasn't there, on the television that time? I can't remember when it
Michael
was.
Fish.
Was that who it was?
Let me double check that. I think it was Michael
Years
Fish.
ago,
And it was a hurricane, wasn't it?
a weather reporter very famously went on the television on the BBC and said, 100% there will not be a hurricane tomorrow. And then there was a hurricane the next day, and everyone laughed at his weather.
Yeah, Michael Fish, that was it.
Oh, silly Michael
there he
Fish.
is.
Yes, there's his little face. He's got a little moustache. Oh.
Yeah, he said there won't be a hurricane. And then I don't know what the size of that hurricane was, but I remember... Obviously, I wasn't born because it was 1987.
Yes.
But I remember Nan and Grandad saying how I think a tree fell into their bedroom.
Oh God!
But they weren't there, or they weren't in there, or
thank goodness.
something like that. But there was this huge evergreen tree in their front garden at this old schoolhouse where they used to live. It was like huge, massive tree.
Yeah.
And they showed me pictures of it. But when I was little, I obviously would visit and. There was no tree there, but they would always tell me the story of the 1987 hurricane.
Honestly, we're still talking about it this many years on. It was such a scandal.
Well, that was the biggest storm the UK, I think, has had. Obviously, I don't know about historic records of back in the Victorian era, but in modern times, that was the biggest storm we've had. And really, that's it.
Yeah.
The rest of it's more like just sludgy rain. But then, when you go, when I visited California, because it's sunny there every day. That's why they call it the Sunshine State. Like, literally every day is almost a perfect day. And so they don't really get snow, they don't get that. And that's why they get a lot of fires and that. But we talk about the weather, and it seems like we complain about it. It's because it's completely unpredictable for us.
It does change a lot. It is a changeable thing.
Well, you saw how it was raining crazily, and then 1 minute, boom, click your fingers, it's sunny.
Yeah, it was raining so bad that I text Jack at the same time that he texted me saying, "Can you get me from work?" And I was texting him saying, "You're not walking this, I'm going to come get you from work." And then in the time it took for me to come and get him, the sun was out, the sky
I even called
cleared.
you and went,
did.
"You don't have to come and get me."
I was like, "Well, I'm coming now."
You were already sort of in your coat, and I guess stepping out the door.
Stepping out into the world. Anyway, Formosa Oolong. I've got to say, I've had quite a few sips now.
Yeah.
This is really nice. This is really, really nice.
It is fruity, but it's reminded me of another tea.
It's not fruity like a herbal fruit, by the way.
had-
It's like a black tea that's got like a tang to it.
Yeah. Have we had another oolong on the series so far?
We haven't. This is our first oolong. I think this is my first oolong ever.
This is reminding me of Assam.
This is reminding me, really? Assam?
In sort of its... I want to use the word smoky, but it's not smoky. It's got like a...
Assam's very strong.
Yeah.
Assam is very strong. This is quite a strong taste. This is reminding me of red bush tea a little bit.
I might be conflating it with that then.
Yeah. Have you had red bush? Have I given you red bush tea?
We had red bush on one of the episodes.
Yeah. So yeah, red bush tea. It reminds me of that kind of that fruitiness.
Are we calling it the Rouge Bouge? Something like that?
Rhubois. Yeah.
Rhubois?
I don't know how to say it. We say red bush, but that's not the actual name of it, of course. So let's look a bit more into oolong. So oolong is a traditional semi-oxidized Chinese tea. Okay, so not fully black. Jack's moving the mic to me. Sorry if my voice now gets really loud. The degree of oxidization varies depending on where it's from. Okay. Different styles of oolong can can vary widely in flavour. A wild flavour. They can be sweet and fruity with honey aromas, or woody and thick with roasted aromas.
Woody is the perfect.
Woody, yeah.
Woody is
or green and fresh with complex aromas. Lovely.
It's the woodiness. So when I said smoky, that's what I meant. I'm trying to describe it.
Great. So it is semi-oxidized, which means it's is it a bit black, a bit green? Is what this is then. Brilliant. Okay, and Formosa particularly. So Formosa means beautiful. Oh, it's from Taiwan, formerly known as Formosa. So Formosa is what Taiwan used to be called. Fun fact. which means beautiful, given by the Portuguese explorers. Deep raisiny and ripe fruit aroma, autumn leafy notes.
I can taste the raisins.
Yes. Lingering sweet flavour and smooth, refreshing, fruity astringency. Oh, yeah. Let's put this back in the middle.
Okay, take a sip, close your eyes, and imagine you've just stuffed your mouth with those sunrise raisins.
Sunrise raisins, okay. Mm-hmm.
That's
it. Is it? It's raisins.
It, isn't it? It's raisins.
Oh, I tell you now, we've been missing out. I'm quite excited by this tea. I don't know if it's because I'm limiting my caffeine intake and now I'm getting a caffeine hit, or if I'm just really enjoying the oolong. But yeah.
Do you want to top up?
No, I've still got quite a bit in here. You finish that off. That is fine. Fun and dandy.
I wonder if it'll taste different because this almost looks like Coke.
That is a stewed tea. Now, how to properly prepare? So I did have a quick look at this. Yes, here we go. Most oolongs can be steeped multiple times, and the taste and aroma change and develop depending on the water temperature or the number of times the leaves have been steeped. So I do think in a sec we should re-steep the leaves.
Does steeping mean
put boiling water on them?
Just put boiling water on them.
And then
re-soak them.
Yeah, and then.
Would you like me to go do that?
Yeah.
So just boil the kettle and pour it in?
Or should we let's let them sit for a bit?
Oh, okay.
Actually, let's let them sit for a bit, and then we'll do that, and then see if it tastes different. So let's finish these ones, and then we'll do that, which is quite exciting because I don't tend to think of black tea as something that could be re-steeped, or even green tea. Actually, I usually think of herbal teas as being something that you could put water on over and over again.
Just look at the differences between our teas and have a sip of mine.
Okay, yeah, because yours is...
Yours looks like Coke, but with a little bit of like watery Coke. But mine just looks like a full...
Oh, yours is... Yeah, that's... that's overbrewed for me. That's bitter. That is bitter.
Like that.
You like it?
Bitter, raisiny,
well, if you're
woody
saying
taste.
It's more like Assam, which is a much stronger taste, that might be why. This is the sweet spot in my cup over here, for me.
This is tea number 4 for me today. So like no,
what tea have you had today, Jack? Out of interest.
I had one decaffeinated English breakfast for breakfast.
For brekkie, yeah.
Along with my cream cheese bagel.
Did you have a cream cheese bagel for breakfast?
I did.
Oh, look at you go.
And then I got to work, and my 5th one. And then at work I had 3 cups of just caffeinated English breakfast.
Yeah.
And then now this. I've had a lot of caffeine.
You have had a lot of caffeine.
But usually I would have more at work. They've got decaffeinated ones. But I ended up talking to Clayton, a guy called Clayton Fioriti on YouTube.
If you like Jurassic Park
his
and YouTube,
yeah,
check out, what's his channel called?
It's called Clayton Fioriti.
Yeah. He's got a brilliant voice.
Yeah, he's great.
So you'll very much enjoy his videos. He talks about Jurassic.
Yeah, we get on like a house on fire, and so we were having a chat earlier today about something he wants me to do for him, and we ended up chatting for, I kid you not, about 5 hours.
Yeah.
Just talking.
Yeah. While you're at work, your job is great.
Well, the thing is,
one of your many jobs.
Well, to cut a long story short, there's not much to do at work on a Sunday because the entire building is being used.
Yeah.
So you can't really do anything.
Yeah.
But I'd done all my pre-jobs before that all kicked off before the call, so I was free to chit chat.
Chit chat.
Yeah.
I keep back to teas. I was just then, my mind just drifted then, what tea did I have today? I keep meaning on my Instagram to document my teas through the day, but I haven't quite figured out a style yet for how to take photos, or I keep playing around with different settings. I don't think my camera, by modern standards, is particularly good. My iPhone's reasonably old now, comparably. And I want to find a certain way, look to things before I do it. But yeah, anyway, I keep thinking, I'm going to document all my teas. Don't know if people would find that interesting, or if you follow me on Instagram, but that's what I'd like to do. But yeah, today I had... What did you make me this morning? That was a decaf. And then I had a Darjeeling. I'm really into Darjeeling now. Now my horizons of tea have been opened thanks to this podcast journey. But yeah, I had a Darjeeling at brunch. And then, what a lovely time I'm having. There's all these words that just sound very delightful. And then a Darjeeling at brunch with my friend. And then I returned home. And then I had a motherkind pregnancy tea, which, as I said last week, I'm really, really enjoying. And that has chamomile in. And I fell asleep. And then I woke up and had a chamomile tea. Came and got you. And now we're having a oolong.
I have two things I have to say.
Yes.
After what you just said.
Yes.
One, an idea I came to mind about how you could do your tea. What teas? You take a top-down picture of it, so you get the rim of the cup and what's inside, and then you, at the end of the day, you just quickly Photoshop all those pictures together. Mm-hmm. So it's like you see a collage of your teas.
Well, that would be nice.
And sort of it tallies
what they
up.
are.
You can see how many you've had as well.
See, that'd just be interesting. Yeah. As I say, my tea consumption and coffee, I'd probably include coffee in this as well, but my tea and coffee consumption has radically decreased since pregnancy. But still, sense. I mean, how many did I mention there? 4? Yeah. But for me, that's I think more so the standard black tea caffeinated has decreased.
Yeah. Well, that's like a gut punch, isn't it?
A gut punch?
Yeah. When you drink like a really strong black tea, it's like, oh, God.
Gut punch tea.
Strong, so much caffeine.
We're going to launch our own brand of tea called Gut Punch. Coming to all stores.
When you drink it, you'll be like, and my second point I was getting to.
Yes.
Is out of all of these 20, is this the 23rd episode or the
23rd?
Okay, so out of all the 23 episodes, including today, and I don't know if we can count today's one, but what has had the biggest impact? Has it been Darjeeling?
Ooh.
Out of all the teas you've had so far, which one has made you go, yeah, that's the one so far?
Assam was the first one we did as part of our Tea Master journey. And this tea can also go on the Tea Master journey, by the way. Tea Champion.
Yep.
Journey to become it. Well, obviously, you are already a Tea Master, as aforementioned.
Yeah. I have the certificate to prove it.
So my journey,
don't ask me to see it.
He's written it in Biro. I am gearing up towards doing some kind of tea course. So this is part of that. Assam was the beginning of that. And that's the first time I drank a black tea that had a name that I'd heard of loads and loads of times and didn't quite understand what was special about it. And it was so strikingly obvious once we'd had it. So that stuck with me. So now I've just got in my head of a morning, even though we don't have any Assam in the house at the moment, an Assam tea would be nice. Darjeeling, I think because we had that box of Tesco's Finest Darjeeling, I've just thoroughly enjoyed that tea. So that stuck with me quite a bit. This has been an eye-opener. I don't know if you can
officially become a tea master if you use Tesco's Finest in any sentence.
Yes, you can. It's all about acclimatising the palate to the different flavours. As I was saying in the last episode, so the Motherkind pregnancy tea was a really successful blend of lots of flavours. However, a lot of those flavours I can't yet identify. I just know that there's different tastes, but I couldn't tell you if they were fennel or not. So that's what I think my current mission is, to try all these different teas and try and really figure out. But I think I was looking at some of the courses, and to become a tea champion, you would have to go, right, I'm drinking Darjeeling every day for this week, so your mouth really can pick the notes out and stuff, which would be quite fun. Quite fun.
You'd love it.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
we've done an Earl Grey episode, right?
Oh yeah, I think there's been a few I think I've snuck Earl Grey in there on some tea and chats as well, just because. We'll have to do the Earl Grey Championship soon, where we get a few different ones and figure out which is...
That's a good idea. See which one, if there's a difference.
The ultimate Earl Grey.
Because you can drink it without milk, so you'd have to do it that way.
Because
the milk can tarnish it.
Yeah.
So you just drink it
without milk. I do actually think I prefer Earl Grey without milk.
Do you?
I'm enjoying this without milk. I can't say I actually want to put milk in it.
Yeah. But I would say, from an outside perspective, that Darjeeling has probably had the biggest impact on you.
I never would have ordered a Darjeeling in a eatery or a cafe.
What other teas have you done? Maybe I'm forgetting one.
Well, the Kenko. We had some of the Kenko again. Oh God, this is an episode from ages ago. We did the Kenko PF or something like that. It was an African tea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had some of that yesterday. the coffee of teas, incredibly strong, stronger than an Assam. That was really nice. We're nearly out of that actually.
Yeah.
And it's a really fine leaf. It's not leaves. It's been ground up. It's not coffee. It is actually tea, but it is more of a consistency of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jack's laughing.
I'm just laughing because it's like there's so much to talk about with tea.
There's so much to talk about tea. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who already knew?
And we're only on the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah,
really.
we've only reached Oolong.
Just starting out.
I was thinking another tea name, one of the big guns out there is lapsang, but that is meant to be smoky, and one still cannot eat or drink anything of a smoky nature. So we might
that'll
have
be
to
later this year.
put that off for a bit after Pip gets here, maybe.
Yeah.
Celebrate
and have we
the
reviewed
lapsang.
that tea that you can eat we got from Amsterdam?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that was
that
the
one.
Some lemon and ginger.
Oh yeah.
Which is nice, but I think there's so much sugar on it. It's nicer to eat
Yeah.
because then once you stew it, the sugar obviously then just goes into the water. So then it's just like a lemon and ginger tea that has got lots and lots of sugar in it, and it's not as. It is not. I have it every now and then.
Yeah.
But I can't say it's
Does
my
that keep
favourite.
though? How does it go off?
Should do. It's candied lemon and candied ginger.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was
Worried.
good.
Just
I'd
worried
say
you're
that was
eating
more of a
gob.
novelty tea. Personally, I think that's a nice one. Like when you have people around, you're like, oh, try this tea. It's kind of fun. First, you can eat it, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I've given it to one person. And I don't think she
And
said.
did they have that reaction?
No, but I think she liked it. What?
That was funny because who was? I think it was Will. I had Will over and I showed him that. Yeah.
Did you try any?
No, I was just.
No, just.
But I can't even remember if it was Will. It
we
was
sort
that
of
one.
dangle the carrot in
Yeah.
front of our friends and then just give them a cup of Sainsbury's Basics. Just looked at the water. Oh, we've got a good stash. Talking of Will, because he got us a few. Him and Kathy got us a few teas for Christmas, so that's coming up next.
Yeah. And the final ever episode of the podcast, which is a long way off, we'll mix everything we have in the cupboard together
One.
and see what happens when we mix every single tea ever.
If we ever do that, know that we've probably had a little bit of wine before doing the podcast.
No, you've got to have clean palates.
Clean palate, right?
Yep. Just rinse your mouth out with some water.
Yeah.
And then get a big jug and put every tea bag in there and everything and just mix it all together and then just pour it into a mug and see what we've got. It sounds so gross.
The tea master himself.
Exactly, it's the ultimate challenge.
Ultimate challenge. And then
I've
try
done
and
that
figure
thing
out
where
what's in there.
you try and make tea coffee.
Toffee?
Yeah, don't ever do it.
I can't say I have.
So one day I just thought, I wonder, like, you brew a coffee and then put a tea bag in it and dunk that and let it brew for a little while and then take it out. I thought, this will taste, I like coffee, I like tea, what could go wrong?
Everything.
But it tasted more disgusting than I actually could have imagined it would. Like, it actually tasted like it was attacking me for what I'd done to both the coffee and the tea.
Someone I used to work with, he left, but he was in the army. He'd just come out of the army and then started working where I work. And I'm pretty sure he told me that they made that. That was like a common drink they had.
Really? What? Tea and coffee?
Yeah, like it was a thing. Pretty sure. But yeah, I can't say I've been tempted to try it.
No. But I do recommend trying it just so you know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have a toffee episode. The wild episodes.
We should have a crazy episode.
We'll have a crazy episode. We'll have the weirdest things to do.
The blind taste episode as well. Come on, that's got to
Yeah, we do need to do that. But we need a third person for that. We'll need to rope someone else in.
Ultimate challenge needs to take place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I think it's time to steep.
Okay, so I'll go boil the
Steep.
kettle.
Thank you, Jack.
That's all right.
Jack's going to go boil that. And let's see if there's some other information. So I'll tell you a bit more about Tropic Coffee, since they very kindly gave us this tea. There Jack goes. So, yeah, they're a coffee place. I mean, their website looks like they do some pretty cool things. They roast their own coffee there. There are a lot of coffee shops in Norwich that are quite independent and new. And a lot of them seem to be roasting coffee, and it's really cool. Like, the machines you use to roast coffees just look really... Like, I quite like the look of things that are industrial. Not like how to explain this? Like, not so much like, oh, I like to go to a place where there's loads and loads of factories, but when stuff looks really kind of almost stylized in like its industry-ness. I'm not making any sense. Basically, if you know me, you might know that I quite like cranes. It's a bit strange, but I just think they look nice. I like the pattern that goes up them, and I went to a festival once, and part of their decoration were all these cranes, and they uplit them, and they just looked really cool, and it stuck with me. And now whenever I see cranes, I just quite like how they look. And so there's other things along that line. So things that look industrial that could be in a factory but are made quite beautiful, either by being isolated. So like in Norwich, it's quite a, there's a castle here that is quite medieval feeling, or quite is it Tudor? I'm not sure. Very cobbly streets. So then seeing something like a giant, metal roaster in the midst of all of this feels quite kind of cool. So they've got some of those, which is great. Yeah, and they've got a retail shop. Where are they based, if you're interested? So if you wanted to get this tea and you're local to Norfolk, I would recommend them. They do wholesale. Where's their shop? It says retail shop. The shop is within the factory itself. Okay, if I go on contact, that's usually where you get the address. Okay, it's in Kings Lynn. Kings Lynn. Tropic Coffee Limited in Kings Lynn. So you can go to their factory, go see one of their cool coffee roaster machines, and then get yourself some nice tea. Again, there's some really great places around here to get tea. Every now and then I think, wouldn't it be great to do like a tea tour or something like that? Because you could just go to so many different places and get loose leaf teas. It is the sweet shop for the grown-ups. Although I still, oh my god, my sweet tooth at the moment is in complete and utter overdrive. I ate an entire bag of mini Cadbury cream eggs earlier, to my shame. And I could probably eat some more. Not going to, but I probably could, quite happily. I need to try and curb that. You kind of get inclined to blame the pregnancy, but at the same time, I kind of had a sweet tooth anyway. So, yeah, need to calm that down. Anyway, thank you if you're listening, anyone from Tropic Coffee, thank you very much. I will also mention to Joe, who saw you at that food place, that I really like this tea. Jack has returned.
Re-steeped.
Right, I'm going to down.
Got my slippers on.
Got your baths.
Got out my work
Why
stuff.
do you call them... So Jack calls slippers baths. Why do you do that?
Baffies.
What's the root of that?
Oh, my word. I believe, and I could be completely butchering this, I believe because my friend Ross told me about that, and we used to laugh at it when we were kids, that they were called baffies. We believe that's what the Scottish call them.
Oh!
But
Dear Scotland, is this true? Is anyone Scottish listening to this?
You could just quickly Google it. What do the Scottish...
Who needs to talk to people when I could just Google it?
Why be social? What do the Scottish call slippers? I could be completely wrong about this. This is like from childhood memory. But I remember Ross saying it's a really stupid name for slippers called baffies.
Baffies! Oh, I said that really loud.
That is what they call them, yeah?
They're comfortable, cosy, and ideal for relaxing around the house in.
Baffies.
They come in pairs.
Yep. Well, you wouldn't want
the
one.
baffy.
You want one slipper. There you go. The Scottish for slippers. Oh,
it comes from... I've gone on Urban Dictionary, a dangerous website at times. Okay,
Is it
comes
Scottish?
from the backler, meaning to shuffle.
You got your baffies on. Got your little backlers on. Anyway, I've got my baffies on, folks. So.
Yes, you
I got
do.
some new baffies for Christmas.
I am Sam's baffy. I don't have any slippers at the moment.
Isn't
that sad? Isn't it
sad.
Interesting that someone's birthday's in a week and has already hinted about this?
Yes, that is strange. Very peculiar.
Find out next week if Emma has baffies or not, or next fortnight.
Baffies. Ross just came one day because we went through this phase, which we've never grown out of when we were kids, that we just loved slippers. And even Ross's brother, his dad, wheeled some, and then that seeped onto me. And I was like, oh, I want some slippers. And then
Yeah.
and then one day I remember being in, I believe it was primary school, and Ross ran up to me in the playground and went like, Jack, you'll never guess what. And I was like, what? And he's like, you know another word for slippers are? And I was like, what? And he's like, baffies. And we just cracked up. And we're like, that's a stupid word. Why would you call them baffies? And I was like, where's that from? Well, the Scottish.
Scotland.
So, no, I don't mean any offence to the Scottish.
Yeah.
It's a great word because we use it all the time.
I was going to say, you love that. You've definitely appropriated that word.
But
for
whenever
sure.
we got new ones, we'd say, oh, we're accepting our new BAFTA award. Like, and all this sort of
Oh my
stuff.
God.
Like, it'd get really stupid. Yeah.
No, a good pair of slippers.
Love a good pair of slippers.
Oh,
I
it's
love
so
the new
good.
ones I got on.
I am craving spring and summer, but at the same time, the coziness of the slippers and the blankets and the
Yeah, no,
candles
I'm loving
is
this
quite
indoor weather
lovely.
at the moment.
Yeah, it's lovely when you can be indoors. It's when you have to go out is the issue.
Well, that's the thing with like live streaming and recording stuff like this. I always see that that's the time to really produce some content.
Yeah.
Like, inside, because you want to go outside in the summer.
Exactly.
And stuff,
I find it harder to be motivated with the darker. As soon as it goes dark, my brain goes sleep time. You are a night owl, Jack Ewins.
Well, no, I was going to say you've got to imagine like being snug inside and wanting to. You're yawning now.
Yeah, I'm actually yawning. I was trying to not make the
as
sound.
soon as I said the word snug, she yawned. Snug. When you got to imagine yourself like all snug and warm, and it's windy and cold outside, but you can create. Like that's what I love to paint. Is that
Yes.
like I can hear the rain and all that. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get some paint.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Really good. And also, oddly enough, I also love the morning time when the sun is
I love the
streaming
morning.
in, but I'm also working. Like if you
Yeah.
leave at like for work for like 8 and I come to the computer because I got some work to do, I absolutely love when it's like really bright and I'm like, wow, it's not even 10 o'clock yet, and I can get some work done.
I much prefer to just get up and crack on and then peter off towards the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever understand the working at 3 a.m.
I can't. I get tired. Like, I want to sleep
So
at
do
that
I,
time. I don't know how you do it.
Your brain new things start going through your brain because it's like I should be asleep, but then the ideas start flowing and going nuts. But the 3 a.m. twilight hour work thing where the world is just deadly silent. What?
Have you changed your top?
Yeah, I said that. I said on the podcast.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
You'll listen back to this when you edit.
I will.
I said
and
I
I'm
got.
like, oh God, what
I
was
got
she
all my
thinking
new
about
baffies
then?
on, and I got.
And you got your new top. I got completely distracted by the baths.
I said I got out my work stuff because you rested.
Yeah.
But anyway, but no, like working at night, and it's like it's just quiet. There's no cars. There's literally nothing. Like, and you're like, well, I feel like I'm the only person awake on planet Earth. Obviously, it's not true because half the planet's awake. But it's like, well, not half the planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like. Yeah, and you're just working. You're like, no one's gonna call. No one's doing this. Like, you feel like you've got all the time in the world to do whatever you want. And that's the way I always. And that feeling, I get it every single time, and it's great. There's like, in reality, there's about 2 hours where that like feeling lasts, and then it goes because you're like, I can see the sun coming up. I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Or that's usually in summertime. Or if it's like in winter, it's like you feel like you've been, like. It's been dark for so long. You get that feeling a little bit earlier. You're like,
Yes.
I should probably go to bed because it's not, But yeah, I don't think you'll ever understand that because you won't do it.
Maybe one day.
Although
well, I think some nights of seeing 3 a.m. are on the horizon, actually. So.
Yes, that's my hope.
That's your hope.
Yeah, that we're awake, tending to a little someone, and I'm busy with them, and you're free to. But you're wide awake and you're free to be like, well, I might just sit here and edit a podcast at 1 in the morning.
As you do. Yeah. Right. Let's have some... Now, this definitely doesn't look as dark.
No, it looks almost like almost an amberish colour.
An amber colour. So, let's try some of this re-steeped.
Oh my God, it looks like a completely different tea.
It really does.
By the way, I'm not going to lie, this caffeine...
Yeah?
is a lot for me. I shouldn't have drank that other cup.
Oh, are you feeling the effects?
I am buzzing right now.
Really? I wonder, is caffeine content stronger in oolongs? In which case, I shouldn't drink this whole cup,
I can really feel it.
Ooh, smells different.
It's less raisiny.
Less raisin.
Yeah.
Does it just taste weaker?
Yeah.
Let me try this. Yours was super strong.
Yeah, I've gone from one extreme to another.
Yeah, that's just a weaker. It's really hot though. I'm going to let it cool down a sec.
I think the re-steeping of this particular one isn't necessarily a good thing.
Oh, I'm just looking up if there's a lot of caffeine in oolong. Is there a lot of caffeine in oolong tea?
I'm not going to lie, I feel a bit dizzy and a bit sick from it.
Really?
That last cup was really strong.
Okay, in general, expect oolong tea to have more caffeine than green tea, but less caffeine than black tea.
Okay.
But you did have a super strong...
And two in quick succession.
Yeah, oolong tea caffeine occupies the sweet spot between green tea and black tea.
Oof.
Oh no, Jack's having a turn on the podcast.
Yeah, but it's my own fault, so it's like I can't blame the tea when we come.
You are hungry as well.
When we come to the rating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a curry after this.
Sunday
curry. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have one more sip, but I think
I'm done.
Yeah. It's not like I'll still enjoy this, but it's not as nice as the first. It's just tastes a bit weaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm intrigued. Maybe if we let it brew longer. I'm not sure. But I think we'll wrap things up there. So, Jack, what did you reckon to the oolong, Formosa style?
Right at the beginning?
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Towards the end?
Not so much.
My own fault. I shouldn't have had that strong.
You flew too close to the sun.
Like Icarus. I thought I could fly.
Oh, no.
But no, if I had to give it a rating like out of 10, I'd probably give it a solid 7.
Yeah. A solid 7. I really thoroughly enjoyed that first cup, so I'm going to say like an 8.5. Maybe even a 9. I really liked it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm glad we've opened this now because I've been looking at it for ages. Like, I really want to open it. So this is going to go quite quickly, I reckon. This might be the new morning beverage. Since
that would make a good morning tea.
It would, wouldn't it?
Maybe with a bit of milk.
Yeah, I'd be interested to try it with milk, actually. But I'm actually more interested to try this re-steeped version with milk than the original one, because the other one was so flavourful that it didn't need the milk at all. Yeah. No, delicious.
I just want to mention I might have just said something really stupid, and I just want to clarify for the audience who may have caught it.
What's that?
I said I'd give it a solid 7. Or somewhere around that area.
So yeah, really solid,
really
but also
solid,
vague.
But it's quite flexible.
At the same time.
Yeah. No, 7 is my answer.
7 is your good, because we'll be, quizzing you on this later.
7 or a 5 if you drink a really strong.
Really strong.
Yeah.
It's too far. Too far. But no, that was great. Thank you, Tropic Coffee Limited, for gifting this tea. It was great. We are going to hopefully be both of us back, because I don't feel like I can drink the teas from our friend that we have for Christmas without you. So we'll have to try the next one of those. There's 3 that we were given.
Cool.
So we'll try those.
Are we doing all 3 in one episode?
No, spread that out.
Oh, you want to spread it out?
Good episode fodder like that, Jack. Don't you burn it all up in one episode? Goodness me.
I thought it'd be quite an interesting idea to have 3 pots.
I think they're all quite different. I don't think there's going to be. One of them is a blood orange tea.
Ooh. That's a Halloween episode.
Yes. One is the Sandringham tea, which I'm not quite sure what's in it. I think it's a blend, and I actually cannot bring to mind what the third tea was or is.
But we know
currently.
It's a tea.
It's a tea. We can confirm it's a tea.
Yeah.
So we've got all that to come. So yeah, I'd say this is definitely another step on our journey to tea mastery, tea championship. I really liked oolong. I'll probably try another oolong actually, and see. I'd like to see the comparison.
Yeah.
Between the flavours.
If you like raisins and you like wood.
Yeah.
This is the tea for
you. Go for it. Go for the oolong, friends. So yeah, thank you for listening, everyone. We will be back again in another fortnight. Go forth and drink tea, one and all. Toodaloo.